Today I'm going to talk about Mark Zuckerberg's essay, The Future is for Everyone, from Meta. I used to live in Dobbs Ferry, New York, where he grew up, and I probably walked past him on the street when he was a kid. He doesn't know me, I don't know him. I never went to his father, who was a dentist. Anyway, when I reading this essay, look, it's like looking through the window, right? When somebody writes an essay like this, you're looking through the window into Meta, into a man who's worth over $200 billion into their life, and you read this essay, and you can laugh. It's so freaking funny. And I'm going to explain why I find this essay so funny. Now, I've only read the first paragraph, but I'm pretty sure I could talk for a couple hours about this first paragraph. So anyway, without further ado. So here we have it. The future is for everyone. And now I figured, okay, before I talk this, let me use AI to help me understand. And what better AI to use than Meta's own AI? Because in a sense, this is what Mark Zuckerberg is talking about. He's talking about Meta's AI. So I went to, because I knew I wanted to at least look up this word, super intelligence. Actually, no, the word I really want to, that would be important to look up would be moment. I needed to get a definition of moment, because he's using it in an odd way. All right, so I go to Meta AI, and I think it allows you to do searches anonymously. But I figured, okay, let's log in as me, whatever. So I go to log in, and I put in a username for one of my YouTube sites, Maxotics. It's a combination of Max and robotics. Nobody gets it but me. Anyway, so I put in Maxotics, right? Now look at this, username required, capital U for username, right? So this is supposed to be a slug, essentially, right? A stand-in for your username. And it has a capital first letter. It's required. Required also has a capital letter. So I put in Maxotics, a capital letter for my first letter of my name. I don't think that's really bizarre or too much to ask. And it says, not username must contain must contain all lowercase letters. It says username contains capital letters. Yeah, okay, I know that. What an insult to a person's intelligence when they put in their username with a capital letter, that you need to inform them that your username contains a capital letter, right? It doesn't say anywhere here that you should put in a username with all lowercase. Right? Not up here. Edit your username to get started. No, nowhere. This says username contains capital letters. And that's why you need AI, because he talks about that you need super intelligence beyond human capacity. See, human capacity does not have the ability to understand when you have a capital letter in your username or any word that you type. Anyway, it says username contains capital letters. So I'm just going to go, but I'll ask AI later. Okay, I'll put the small letter, right? And then I'm going to do save. Okay, so let me just start with that. When I signed up here for Meta AI, I put in my username, which is my name that starts with a capital letter. I was then notified that my name has a capital letter, but nowhere on the screen was I instructed to put a username in all lowercase. Why? Mark Zuckerberg's super intelligent AI system? That's annoying, and you're right. It should have told you up front. So why didn't Mark Zuckerberg or anybody do that? Here's what's happening. Username equals / display name. On most Meta products, Instagram, Threads, and now Meta AI, there are two different fields. Display name can be anything. User handle name the unique @maxotics that goes into URL. That's always forced to lowercase. So, but that begs another question, always forced to lowercase. They do that for a technical reason, not a style reason. If they allowed capitals, okay, I'm just going to read past all this because I think we got them, right? They're idiots. Okay, why not just force to lowercase? Why do I have to do it? Is this beyond the super capacity, is this beyond, let's say capacity of Meta's engineers? I don't even know if I'll get to the first paragraph. I'm already at like 4.5 minutes. It's not beyond their capacity. It's literally one line of code, username to lowercase, which of course I already know. Every engineer at Meta knows how to do it. It's a product decision, not a technical limitation. Why they make you do it instead of just auto-fixing is usually one of these three reasons. They want to be explicit, not magic. If you type Maxotics and it silently says Maxotics, some people get confused later and think the system glitched. No, I don't think anybody does. But okay. It's inherited from Instagram logic. Okay, well, maybe you should go fix that too. Like, okay, you duplicated from something that's wrong, and that's why. They want to differentiate username versus display name. Yeah, but I don't care. Does anybody care? Nobody cares. Okay? Nobody. Right? Like, it's not like Meta or Facebook give you choice in anything. It's not like in your Facebook feed you get a choice of just looking at anybody's post randomly whenever they post. No, everything is curated. The system forces its rules on anyone. And now here it's saying, well, no, you actually have a choice. Okay, again, we're over 6 minutes now. I haven't even got to the story. All right. So, the path to a positive AI future. We are fortunate to live in an incredible moment in history. Now, okay, that's a pretty stupid sentence. I think we're all, but yeah, I got to give a, you have to, give somebody, one sentence to clear their throat, whatever. So we'll just leave that alone. But I do want to know what moment is, just to get my bearings. Okay, now a very short period of time. Wait a moment. In that moment, I realized a specific point in time. Right. So that's what it means in this case. So let me just put this. So I'm going to put this. What moment exactly does this reference? One good thing about AI, right, is I can have these typos. It doesn't refer to a single official historical. It's to right now, the present, right? So so today would be right. Yes, when someone says a phrase, today is the moment they're talking about, right? Today is the moment. August 23rd, 2026 included. Thank you. All right, so he wrote the article on August 10th, 2026. So Zuckerberg is saying, okay, we are fortunate to live an incredible moment in history, which is today, August 10th. All right, let go. In the next few years, people will be able to use superintelligence beyond human capacity. All right, I just want to take that. What is this even? Explain this. Because I don't even understand what intelligence is. I mean, books and articles, every day people are arguing about what intelligence is. But he thinks, to him, I guess it's already solved. There's now a thing called superintelligence. So I'm just going to ask it to answer this question. So superintelligence beyond human capacity means an intelligence that is not just as smart as the best human, but smarter than all humans in all domains and by a margin that humans can't really compete with or fully understand. Well, Skynet, here we come. Break it into parts. intelligence, not just knowing or memory, the ability to learn, reason, plan, solve novel problems, understand abstract ideas, and invent new concepts and tools. Okay. Beyond human capacity, speed, what it takes a human to do, breadth, depth, all this stuff, right? Okay, so is AI super intelligence? I mean, no, it's not. I mean, parts of it, I guess. No, not yet. As we have today, including me, is powerful, narrow, and general purpose AI, not super intelligence. Okay. When do you expect AI to reach super intelligence? Now, again, remember, AI, this is a super intelligence, knows everything better than every human, right? So I think it should know, okay? Now, Mark said it's in a few years, so I assume he asked Meta, his own AI, when it would have. I don't have a date. And anyone gives you a confident exact date is guessing. What I can tell you now is what experts expect. And the range is because the short term, 20, we already have blah, blah, blah. The medium is up to 2050. The long skeptical camp, 50 years or never in this paradigm. See, okay, so anyway, in the next few years, people will be able to use super intelligence beyond human capacity to create and discover extraordinarily new things, build new businesses, new ideas, learn, and learn new. I mean, name one. Okay, so let's just take that whole sentence. New things talked about here. I mean, just one specifically. Okay, it's listing categories of what people would do with superintelligence, not listing specific products yet. Here's one concrete example for each category. Okay. New materials and medicines designed from scratch instead of searching, like design me the microplastics, build new businesses, or one person that you have an idea. Those are all abstract, not specific. Fair, you want product level specific, okay. Create, discover, an enzyme that actually breaks down. So do we have, so AI has given us enzymes that break down PFAS, and they are in production and use. No, that was a future example, not a current project. So, these are all things that, you're saying is going to happen. Maybe they will, okay. Anyway, let's just get past that. As we get closer to this moment, it's important to understand, okay, so let's take this whole paragraph. And this is what confuses me. I am confused about this paragraph. The author talks about the moment as now, but then says we're moving to this moment, which would be now. So confused. Oh, 13 minutes. You're catching a real ambiguity in how that paragraph is written. It uses the word moment to mean two slightly different things. Sentence one, we are fortunate to live in an incredible moment in history. Moment now, the year 2025, 2026, the hinge point. Now I just say, no, it's August 10th, not 2025. But anyway, okay. Sentence two, in the next few years, people will be able to use superintelligence. This is describing the next moment, the future capability that's coming because of the current moment. As we get closer to this moment, it is important to develop a philosophy. So this is the confusing one. Grammatically, this moment should refer back to sentence 1, which would be now. But logically, that doesn't make sense. You don't get closer to now, you're already in now. Exactly. What the author actually means, as we get closer to that future moment when everyone can use superintelligence, right? That's what he should say, right? So this is a man worth $200 billion that has tens of thousands of people working for him, has an AI that could read his paragraph and say, oh, you shouldn't use moment in that way, in just a very simple junior high school, English class would tell you that you should rewrite it different. You should rewrite it. He didn't. It's sloppy writing, not a deep philosophical point, right? So let's just ask, how can a man with 200 billion and tens of thousands of people working for him, all the writing skill one could ask, write sloppy writing? Why? Why would they do that? Because it's probably intentional. The paragraph you quoted is from Mark Zuckerberg's superintelligence memo. A guy with 200 billion has 50 people who can wordsmith a memo into perfect McKinsey prose. There are few reasons founders at that level choose to publish something that reads a little loose. It's not a little loose, okay? It's logically incorrect. To sound like a person, not a corporation. So what he's saying is that in order to sound like a person or corporation, you need to sound unintelligent, right? Speed over polish, right? The audience isn't you. You caught the because you read it closely like a text. The intended audience is even with blah, 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 blah. What you're essentially arguing is poor intelligence is more important than intelligence, let alone super intelligence. Does that mean that AI will purposely write poorly to connect to its readers? No, I'm arguing the opposite, that knowing when not to sound intelligent is itself a form of intelligence, right? So, Hemingway wrote at a 4th grade level. Doesn't mean he was intelligent. This isn't about, I'm sorry I'm not reading the whole thing for you, about 4th grade level. This is about logic at any level. Zuckerberg is arguing that AI will give us super intelligence, but he doesn't use it himself. Why would we use something he doesn't trust himself? And this is the great thing about AI, right? It's not going to argue, and it's a fair one. You're right. This isn't about reading level, right? So it's just bad. If you had used AI to write it, you trust it. No, yes, but how would I know? How would I know it's AI? Right? He's arguing that AI is known by superintelligence, but now you're telling me it's known when someone is unintelligent. Anyway, I'm not going to belabor this or go this. I mean, I think you get the point. Anyway, let's just move on a little bit. Where am I at? 19 minutes. I haven't got past the first paragraph. I'll just go through some more. I haven't read the whole thing, by the way. I only read the paragraph a couple times before I started doing this. The defining question of our age are, the questions of age are, who will have access to superintelligence and what will we direct it towards? Well, obviously not our own essays, even if we're worth 200 billion. Will it be centralized and restricted to a few institutions, or will it be a tool that empowers everyone? Now, as a $200 billion man who owns a lot of this AI infrastructure, you can answer that question. You're saying, okay, you're asking that question, will it be centralized? Like, will Facebook control it, or Meta? Will Meta and companies like it control it, or will it be a tool that empowers everyone? Well, let's go to the essay's title, The Future is for Everyone. Well, he's saying the future is for everyone. So this is somewhat of a rhetorical question, I would say. But, maybe he's saying, okay, it will be for everyone, but you may believe that it will be centralized and restricted to a few institutions. But has it been? Has anybody complained about that? I don't think, not a single person. I haven't seen a single person write or complain on YouTube that institutions have AI that they don't have. Now, what they complain is AI is being used to bomb people in Gaza. Yes, AI is being used in war to kill people. I don't think anybody's complained that they don't have access to it. Anyway, he says, we propose a philosophy based on individual empowerment as the source of prosperity. But who has individual empowerment in Facebook or anything? They don't have any power. Facebook sets who you can read, what others will read you. Everything about it is guided by Facebook. You don't have any empowerment, but you accept it because you enjoy whatever, seeing what you do see on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. But never has Facebook given anybody really much individual empowerment. In fact, any empowerment that people have gotten, they've only gotten through the courts and a lot of political work. Facebook has given them no power. So anyway, invention is a primary purpose of superintelligence, and a balance of power is a foundation of safety. But there is no balance of power. People have no power against Facebook or any of these large companies. And I'm not saying that that's bad or good. I'm just saying I think that's a fact that we all agree about. And for him to say that there's some balance of power, I just don't know where he's getting that from. Anyway, all new technologies create opportunities and challenges. True, right? Superintelligence will be among the most important technologies in history. So its opportunities and challenges will be like greater than we've seen in our lifetime. We should take this very seriously. Okay, sure. He's just, pandering. Still is surprising that the discourse from many developing AI is so filled with doom. I do not understand why anyone who believes that AI will eliminate most jobs and much of humanity's relevance would rush to build that future. Right? He's not getting it. I do not understand why anyone who believes that AI will eliminate most jobs and much of humanity's relevance would rush to build that future. But, technology has eliminated a lot of jobs. Technology has made people very wealthy, like Zuckerberg, worth $200 billion. So, I mean, why doesn't he just, he's not, this is written from somebody in a bubble. Humanity has witnessed many transformative advances, which doesn't mean that they're good. Each time there's fear that people will be left behind, but each time humanity's come out with more people sharing greater prosperity, health, and freedom. True, I guess. But what does that mean to people who are homeless on the street today? What does that mean to people who can't afford housing? Right? I mean, this is so, whitewashes so many problems. But I'm at 23 minutes. I don't want to make this long. But, you can just see each paragraph is sort of like this. It hasn't put this paragraph, he hasn't put this through, well, let's just do that very quickly before we finish it. Because AI will point the biggest problems. Give me your top 5 critiques of this essay. Say blistering. Let's get it going. So this is essay, each only a short paragraph. Now this is how I use AI for my own writing, by the way. I use AI all the time. Everything I write, I put it through AI, at least for grammatical spelling, right? It's a business strategy dressed as a philosophy, right? Right. OpenAI is good at enterprise. Anthropic is good at safety. Again, balance of power is not a safety plan. It's an abdication, right? Exactly, right? So he's giving a business strategy dressed as a philosophy. So he's being disingenuous. Balance of power is not a safety plan, right? It's an abdication of your responsibilities. Exactly. If it wants the benefits of centralization without admitting it. Yeah, everybody sees that. And he's playing everybody for dumb. Right? So he's saying, oh, get the super intelligence, but you're not even treating us with actual, just basic intelligence. So you say your super intelligence is going to be better for us, but your intelligence is basically about us, you getting centralization, you getting all the balance of all the power in this quote balance of power, that you're just cared about, business strategy. It uses its own sloppiness as proof of authenticity, right? That's my core. So it's taken my core argument. I don't think it would have said 5 without what came before. I pointed it out, and now it's like, yeah, like you're trying to pretend like you're one of the people, and that's just, that's false. That's I'm not saying it's a lie, but it's just disingenuous. It's just not. It's not bad. It's bad character. Who wants to trust somebody like this? Who wants to use this person's products? Right? Anyway, that's enough. 25 minutes. Thanks for watching.